Hello, basketball people, we have news. Let's go to more news about the Golden State Warriors. I ask you to give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, as I am a Warriors fan. The Warriors are interested in trading for Ivica Zubac from the Los Angeles Clippers. If one thing has become clear during the opening weeks of the 2025-26 NBA season, it's that the Golden State Warriors need some additional size in the middle of the court. Even the addition of veteran big man Al Horford has failed to solve that issue for Steve Kerr's team. In a recent article from SB Nation's Golden State of Mind, Mark DeLucchi proposed a trade that would add a genuine 7-foot rim protector to the rotation in Ivica Zubac. The most enticing aspect of this idea is that Zubac is already a proven contributor in the Western Conference and is one of the best rim-protecting bigs in the NBA. The trade idea looks like this. Warriors get Ivica Zubac. LA Clippers get Moses Moody, Buddy Hield, a 2026 first-round pick, a 2028 first-round pick and a 2032 first-round pick. The Warriors would be gutting their draft capital and depleting an already thin group of wings by trading Moses Moody, DeLucchi wrote. However, Zubac is a legitimate All-NBA caliber center. Zubac would allow Kerr to actually lessen his reliance on Draymond Green and Al Horford during the regular season and would single-handedly solve the team's rebounding woes. Giving up 3 future picks is a high price to pay, however. Zubac is just entering his prime years and could anchor the middle of the floor for the next 5 years or more. His presence would give the franchise a new dimension on both sides of the floor, however, Steve Kerr would need to adjust the team's spacing to make things work. Still, as the league continues to trend toward bigger lineups, the Warriors must find some size of their own. Otherwise, they could struggle against rotations that consistently put 2 bigs on the floor. And while a trade for Zubac is likely far-fetched, DeLucchi's proposal does highlight the importance of adding a genuine rim protector to the team, both for now and the future. Buddy Hield's worst nightmare comes true with Warriors in worst possible way. The pressure continues to mount. After the Golden State Warriors confirmed the signing of Seth Curry on Monday, Buddy Hield's worst nightmare would have been immediate impact from the veteran sharpshooter that makes his job in the rotation, and on the team, redundant. Unfortunately for Hield, that's exactly what happened after the younger Curry brother made a thrilling start to life with the Warriors despite Tuesday night's loss to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Buddy Hield's role with the Warriors is already on thin ice. Curry had 14 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists and a steal in less than 18 minutes off the bench, shooting a near-perfect 6 of 7 from the floor and 2 of 3 from three-point range as Golden State mounted a staggering comeback effort in the second half. While the Thunder managed to close the game on a 25-9 run to secure victory, Curry's performance did at least bring some positivity to what was the Warriors' 10th loss in their past 17 games. It only took 1 game for Curry to pile the pressure on Hield, who had already been facing rising criticism for his underwhelming form to start the season. With the older Curry brother still sidelined by a quad injury and Jimmy Butler sitting out the second half with a knee issue, Hield still saw plenty of opportunity in the rotation as Steve Kerr desperately looked for offense without his 2 best players. Yet to compound Curry's brilliant game, Hield once again struggled in shooting just 4 of 15 from the floor and 2 of 9 from three-point range to finish with 13 points, 4 assists and 2 steals in over 28 minutes off the bench. Even the biggest optimists wouldn't have expected Curry to be that good in his debut game, leaving Hield's role in the rotation under serious threat. To put even further strain on Hield, Golden State are expected to get another guard, DeAnthony Melton, back from his long-term knee injury as early as Thursday's visit to Philadelphia. Not only is a healthy version of Melton expected to be a bigger rotation piece than Hield, but now Curry looks a more valuable player too based on what he displayed on Tuesday in comparison to what Hield has delivered this season. The 32-year-old has averaged 7.5 points on 39.5% shooting from the floor and 30% from three-point range through the first 22 games. Hield is increasingly looking like a legitimate trade candidate, with his $9.2 million salary a potential addition to different moves the Warriors could explore before the February midseason deadline. Draymond Green breaks down exactly what great addition DeAnthony Melton will bring to the Warriors. The Golden State Warriors need roster improvements to compete as legitimate contenders. Their current lineup has produced inconsistent results, relegating them to play-in positioning rather than upper-tier playoff standings. Beyond Stephen Curry and Jimmy Butler, the Golden State Warriors lack a consistent third scorer and reliable secondary ball handler. Seth Curry adds shooting ability as a new addition, but his skill set remains limited to perimeter spacing without additional playmaking dimensions. Draymond Green emphasizes DeAnthony Melton's multifaceted impact beyond shooting. The Warriors need DeAnthony Melton to recover from injury and return to his previous form. Draymond Green believes the veteran guard can provide the missing elements that have contributed to the team's inconsistency. Over the last few weeks, playing a lot of 5-on-5, playing a lot with the G League team, getting up and down against those guys. While JK was coming back from injury, him and Melt played quite a bit, Green explained. It'll be great to get Melt back. Hopefully we can speed that up as fast as we can, because I think he's going to be a great addition to this team. Green specifically identified the combination of skills that make Melton valuable beyond typical role players. Just with his shooting ability, with his defensive ability, and then also a secondary ball handler, which is kind of the role that he played last year before he went down with the injury, and it really hurt our team. So I'm looking forward to getting Melt back, he added. Warriors' regret in drafting Alex Tui is already evident as rival guard breaks out. Will Richard has been immense for the Golden State Warriors through the first 22 games of his NBA career, but we're yet to see young forward Alex Tui, who was taken 4 picks before his fellow rookie in June's draft. Golden State's regret in drafting Tui is only growing, particularly after passing on young guard Ryan Nembhard, who is now breaking out as a starter for the Dallas Mavericks. Warriors made a mistake passing up on Ryan Nembhard. On the surface, many would think the last thing the Warriors need is another short guard, and perhaps that's what the front office themselves thought with their pair of late second-round picks. Yet Golden State do lack a genuine point guard outside Stephen Curry, having now lent on the two-way contracted Pat Spencer for genuine rotation minutes as the 2x MVP misses time with a quad injury. Nembhard has been one of the league's biggest revelations over the past week, having now translated his pure point guard skill set from college to the NBA. As a starter over the last 4 games, the 22-year-old has averaged 17.0 points, 2.8 rebounds, and 7.5 assists on 65.1% shooting from the floor and 66.7% from three-point range. Nembhard has dropped 23 assists in the last 2 games alone, but the most impressive aspect to that is the fact he's only recorded 1 total turnover in the same period. Needless to say, that's contributed to winning, with Nembhard a combined plus 21 across back-to-back impressive victories over the Denver Nuggets and Miami Heat. Ryan Nembhard became the first rookie since 1977-78 to notch at least 40 points, 20 assists, and 1 or fewer turnovers in a 2-game span, 43-23-1. He joined 3 other rookies who have had 30 points, 20 assists, and 1 or fewer TOs in a 2-game span, including his brother, Andrew Nembhard. In fairness to the Warriors, they weren't the only team to pass on Nembhard, who went completely undrafted before the Mavericks snapped him up on a 2-way contract. He's posting these numbers while still on a 2-way deal, meaning he's currently ineligible to play in the postseason if the Mavericks were to suddenly enter the frame. Having another reliable ball handler and playmaker like Nembhard could have done wonders for a Golden State offense that currently ranks 23rd on that end of the floor. The need for someone like Nembhard is only exacerbated by their ongoing turnover issues, something that's already cost them multiple games so far this season. The fact the Warriors had not 1 but 2 late second-round picks where Nembhard could have foreseeably been taken makes their decision to pass on him a little more dispiriting compared to rivals who might have to reach for him higher up in the draft. Career injury history raises durability concerns for Warriors. Last season, before his early exit, Melton averaged 10.3 points, 2.8 assists, 1.2 steals per game while shooting 37.1% from three-point range. His career statistics show consistent efficiency with 36.9% three-point percentage alongside 9.1 points, 1.2 rebounds, and 2.8 assists. Melton represents a 2-way guard capable of handling ball handling responsibilities, executing defensive assignments, and creating his own offense. However, the Warriors need both his return to form and sustained health throughout the season. Durability concerns present legitimate risk factors. Throughout his 7-year NBA career, Melton has played 60 games or more in a season just 3 times. The Warriors cannot afford losing him again to injury after identifying him as a critical missing piece for their championship aspirations. Warriors already at distinct disadvantage in Giannis Antetokounmpo trade talks. Things might be happening too quickly. The dream of Joe Lacob and the Golden State Warriors might be inching closer to reality, with Giannis Antetokounmpo's departure from the Milwaukee Bucks seemingly inevitable following more blockbuster reports on Wednesday. ESPN's Shams Charania has reported that Antetokounmpo and his agent have started conversations with the Bucks regarding his future, but the potential of this accelerated timeline may actually be a disadvantage to the Warriors, assuming they have a level of interest in the 2x MVP. Warriors are limited in Giannis Antetokounmpo trade until January. Many view December 15th as the unofficial opening of the trade period because that's when many recently signed free agents become eligible to be traded. That could make a significant difference on what rival teams could offer the Bucks in exchange for Antetokounmpo, yet it doesn't help Golden State at all because they'll have to wait at least another month. The Warriors don't completely have to include Jonathan Kuminga in an Antetokounmpo trade offer, but it obviously makes sense that they would. The 23-year-old isn't eligible to be traded until January 15th though, meaning Golden State will be restricted in a way that most other teams won't in a couple of weeks' time. Just in, Giannis Antetokounmpo and his agent Alex Saratsas have started conversations with the Milwaukee Bucks about the 2-time NBA MVP's future, and discussing whether his best fit is staying or elsewhere, sources tell ESPN. A resolution is expected in the coming weeks. That doesn't mean the Warriors can't trade for Antetokounmpo right now. They could offer up Jimmy Butler, Brandon Podziemski, and all of their future draft capital tomorrow if the Bucks were willing to accept. But there's also a more ideal pathway where Golden State could keep Butler and have a trio of Stephen Curry and Antetokounmpo. Such a pathway can't legally exist until January 15th, by which point Antetokounmpo may already be at a new home if these discussions really explode over the next few weeks as the Bucks fall into even greater despair. The Warriors' best and really only hope of an Antetokounmpo trade is if he lists them as his preferred destination, or at the very least on a short list of teams he'd be willing to go to. There's no sign of that taking place at this stage, meaning the likelihood of the 9x All-Star becoming a Golden State player remains incredibly remote. Still, Lacob's dream is still more plausible than it was 48 hours ago thanks to Charania's latest report, which came on the back of Milwaukee's disastrous loss to the Washington Wizards, followed by Antetokounmpo wiping his social media. The Warriors will undoubtedly show interest in Antetokounmpo, but the advancement in discussions surrounding the 30-year-old's future really isn't doing them much of a favor. Should the Warriors go all in on a Giannis Antetokounmpo trade? Rounding up all Warriors and NBA-related news for Thursday, December 4th. The Golden State Warriors have long been linked to Milwaukee Bucks superstar Giannis Antetokounmpo. Those rumors grew louder on Wednesday after ESPN's Shams Charania reported that Antetokounmpo and his agent have opened conversations about his future with the Bucks. This content isn't visible due to your cookie preferences. To load this content, click the Allow button below to opt into social media and embedded content cookies. These cookies are set and controlled by the third-party sources from which the embedded content originates. Any deal for the former 2-time MVP and NBA champion would come at a massive cost, but it would also represent the kind of all-in swing the Warriors have historically considered in pursuit of title contention. Golden State does possess a mix of young talent, draft capital, and sizable contracts that could theoretically match Milwaukee's asking price. ESPN floated the following mock trade as an example of what a Warriors package for Antetokounmpo could look like. Golden State Warriors get Giannis Antetokounmpo, Thanasis Antetokounmpo. Bucks get Draymond Green, Jonathan Kuminga, Buddy Hield. 2026 first-round pick, 2028 first-round pick, 2030 first-round pick, if 1 through 20, 2032 first-round pick. An offer this substantial would have the Warriors risking virtually all of their future assets, but the reality is it still may fall short of what teams like the New York Knicks, San Antonio Spurs, or even the Oklahoma City Thunder could theoretically offer. Still, when a franchise-altering talent like Antetokounmpo becomes available, the Warriors have to at least consider the possibility.